Let me just say this for everybody who is dealing with 304s and a bunch of delusional idiots out there that are believing in and finessing and doing wrong to a bunch of men. I think you might want to watch this video so you'll be able to get a wake-up call, because you know Trevor has been dealing with false allegations since last year when he lost his career over a woman that lied on him. So even though she got called out, she went on the interview and ended up backfiring on her real bad. But my thing is that how come she's not in jail? She's not indicted. But this bimbo over here from the worst YouTube show, when they pop balloons because of people's appearance, of how they come off, of how they talk. Like, I seriously don't understand why do they need to make shows like this, because it's just designed to just put people down, basically. But in all honesty, I know Trevor is dealing with a bunch of false allegations, but this person right here, she is known for the show on YouTube where they be popping balloons and all of that. And she's indicted. I can't say I'm not surprised by this, but this doesn't surprise to me one bit, because I feel like I've seen too many people out here falsely accusing these famous athletes, and then all of a sudden they want to play victim. Like, they are literally making real victims of abuse look stupid and bad just because they want to come up. So to me, I just look at this situation as cringeworthy and embarrassing, because you're a black woman. Like, why are you doing this? And it's not just white women are doing this, it's black women too. It's the human race. They all do the exact same thing. Try to frame a famous person because they claim they did this and that to them, which we all know full well that all of that was a lie. So as a man, this could also be one of my biggest fears, is dealing with false allegations against someone who I just met. And if a person that likes this and that, fine, but don't you dare throw me under the bus. Because if you're trying to ruin my reputation and my career over some crap, then you deserve to be sued. And so shout outs to Trevor, because he's right now currently dealing with this, but at least this individual was indicted and charged with fraud.
Felony fraud against me. Imagine that. Let me catch up to speed. In the last 3 years, 2 women have taken legal action against me. Lindsay Hill started all this. You may remember her from this video as the girl who set me up and lied to the world in an attempt to take my money. Well, today, the only other one, Darcy Adana Asimonu, has been criminally indicted for committing felony fraud against me and another man. So now she's facing up to 16 years in prison.
Another
her
man?
crimes are even more absurd than Lindsay's were.
So this isn't the first time that she's done this, though.
We had one plain sexual encounter in December of 2020. Nothing that could be considered remotely rough. She initiated it, but don't take my word for it. Take hers. This is a picture and text message she sent me the next morning explaining why she came on to me. And for months afterward...
Yo, she is nasty, bruh. She is trifling. So she must have think that just because you are a good-looking man, and she could just ease her way up to you, ease her way up to your arms to get inside your drawers. Just because she's a woman, she could just get away with everything. But if a man did this, you know the double standards. If a man did the exact same thing. Unbelievable.
7th, 2021. At one point, she even requested a sample of my sperm so she could have my child whenever she wanted to in the future.
What?
It's hard to keep track, but she's made at least 4 7-figure demands over the last few years. More than a year after the one time we slept together, and only after Lindsay Hill made up her false allegations, Adana retained a lawyer. She then demanded $3.6 million and claimed I forced her to have an abortion, leaving her emotionally devastated and irretrievably damaged by it. But here's the thing, she never had an abortion because she was never even pregnant, and that's corroborated by her own medical records. When I refused to pay her the $3.6 million she was asking for, she made up a bogus sexual assault claim and filed a civil suit against me. In that version of her story, she claimed, for the first time by the way, that there was non-consensual sex, but her texts from the next morning show what actually happened. Remember this text in which she explains why she came on to me? She also claims that instead of an abortion, she actually had a miscarriage, but that's impossible, of course, because again, she was never even pregnant.
This is disgusting, bro. Like, she is really tripping right now. First, she claimed that she was pregnant, and then she said that she had a miscarriage. But in actuality, she was never pregnant. She was trying to use your seed to get pregnant to have her baby. Bro, these 304s be off the chain, and she's in her 30s. But a little information I found out about her is that she was a former beauty pageant winner. I don't know where she's from. I don't care. But the fact that you want to use his sperm to get pregnant to have his baby without his knowledge, and now we all know the why you've been charged with paternity fraud. Like, that is some disgusting behavior. And the sad thing about this whole thing is that there are real victims out here that suffered and went through abuse. And the point I'm trying to make is that there are real victims out here that went through all of this. That's where these clout chasing, money hungry females, because they're not women, they're females. These females will do everything in their power to get clout, to get a come up, to get attention. No. They're doing it for the wrong reasons. But this, I don't know if she planted this or she did this on purpose, but just seeing this clip alone makes me think that I really need to be more careful about my options and for my surroundings of where I'm at if I'm dating someone who is like this. It's not just black women are doing this, it's the human race in general.
Law firms had dropped her, in which they acknowledged they never had any evidence to support her claims, but they'll try to get my money anyway. I then shared an audio recording I have in which Adana contradicts her own claims and asks me for money. In the emails, her lawyers agreed that that's insurmountable evidence, and they inform Adana that they can no longer represent her unless she can provide documentation or proof of her claims. And of course, she couldn't do that, so the law firm urged her to consult other law firms with different standards. What? Adana has filed more than 10 police reports claiming sexual assault or harassment against other men, including at least one other professional athlete. But after the Scottsdale police completed their investigation into her claim against me, she's the one being indicted for felony fraud.
Good.
Not just against me, against another man as well. She made up bogus sexual assault claims and attempted to extort him too. And it gets worse. In my lawsuit against her, we subpoenaed a witness whom she knew for relevant documents to use in our case. And when she found out, she immediately made sexual assault claims against him too. Her MO is clear. Lie to men to get their money, extort them if she must, and when they refuse to pay, stop paying or stop giving her what she wants, go to the police, accuse them of sexual assault, and file a civil suit against them to retaliate. And just so no one can say, well, he still has two other accusers, just because the first two are complete frauds doesn't mean the others are, here's a couple facts about them. They both had lawyers first demand in excess of $3 million to not go public. In both cases, only after I refused to pay any sum of money did their lawyers make anonymous claims in the media. They both had the opportunity to file a criminal complaint against me. Neither of them did. They both had the opportunity to file a civil suit against me. Neither of them did. They both had the opportunity to participate in Lindsay Hill's civil suit against me. They could have even done so anonymously. They both refused. One of them even submitted a statement to the court stating that she never made public accusations against me. The other refused to participate so vehemently that Lindsay Hill took legal action against her, trying to force her to participate. She still refused. So they both had the opportunity to testify under penalty of perjury. Neither of them did. One can only wonder why. Perhaps it's because all of the claims against me are lies. Now, it's been 2 years since these women and their lawyers attempted to weaponize anonymous claims in the media against me to take my money.
2 years? 2 years? These people try to take you. Yo. I would have committed suicide for them to actually take my belongings, my earnings, and my welfare, all because of a lie. This individual knew exactly what she was doing. Her and the other broad, they would do, listen, these people will stop at nothing to try to take a man down because he's rich, because he's a famous ball player. I want to throw up. Like, I literally want to throw up right now because this is not only disgusting, but it's the fact that 2 years he's been dealing with this. 2 years of them trying to take this man down because they claim that he did this and that to them. And we all knew the truth behind it is that they will stop at nothing to lie, to get money, to get clout. That's what their families are known for. And for the likes of me, I don't know if this is a thing, if this is a trend nowadays, is lie to get money, lie to get attention, or this is the way of saying F you to the real victims that been through all of this. You know, sometimes as a man, I just don't understand this whole Me Too movement because this is why I don't believe women at all. Because if you're going around accusing an innocent bystander of this and that, if it's something they didn't do, why even accuse them of it? And that's why they get indicted. The same reason why so many 304s out here are pinning babies on men that they don't even know. They're just sleeping around, having babies out of wedlock, and don't even know who the father is. And their kids are going to end up coming out confused as to where are their biological fathers at. And you know the mother is at fault for participating in this disgusting lifestyle. And then the fact that she had the audacity to try to sue you to get $3 million off of him. And then you found out that she wasn't pregnant. She tried to use his nut to have a baby. And that part sounds exactly like how the woman in the Drake situation tried to use his sperm to get pregnant by him. But luckily for Drake, he was smart enough to put hot sauce on the sperm to actually kill it. And now she tried to claim that she got injured because of him. That's your fault.
In the future where I need to defend myself further, I will not hesitate to do so. For now, there's no reason to speak further on this topic, though. Who's now been indicted with felony fraud, there are no claims against me, no ongoing investigations, and no outstanding lawsuits. At this point, I'm not sure what else I can possibly do to prove my innocence in all this. I did not do what I was accused of. And every institution that our society is entrusted to rule on issues like these, like courts, judges, law enforcement officers, prosecutors, they all agree with me. They've rejected every single claim made against me, even going as far as charging one of my accusers with a felony. If any evidence of any of these claims actually existed, I would have been charged, or at the very least arrested. But that never happened. What else do I have to do to prove that this entire situation has been a massive lie? This is insane. At what point do I get to go back to work and continue earning a living?
You know, that sounds like the kicker from the Buffalo Bills that lost his career over a lie that happened in college years ago. But now he's part of a new organization, unlike the NFL, that's just completely firing him for no reason without sticking by him and supporting him. Same can be said about Trevor, who lost his career over a lie. I'm telling y'all right now, these women are dangerous. Women are twice as dangerous as men are. Because they will stop at nothing to trick you, to destroy you, to ruin your life over a lie, a false allegation, false information. And she was charged with fraud to get money out of him, to lie under his name. It's not only evil, but it's satanic at the same time. But I find it more disgusting that she want to have his baby by trying to use his sperm to do whatever to herself. And to be honest with you, I just feel like y'all need to just be careful out here, because if you get with the wrong woman, this will be your end result. Whatever career you have, be careful. So, link to the video will be down below. And shout out to Trevor. I'm glad he made it out of this. I'm glad that he won his case. And my advice, protect your seed.